All right, and welcome back to the show, Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
It is now 9:54, 54 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time, and a very pleasant good morning to you. And ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, he is a fighter, yes indeed. He is the former quarterback for the Memphis Tigers, and now he's quarterbacking at Garden City Community College. And we're glad and honored to have him on our show today, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Moore. David, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. We had to play that song about you being a fighter. Have you thought about maybe? I mean, you're a fighter where you are, but have you thought about maybe one day you can get in the ring too, man? I don't know. I don't just.
You know, me and my friends box a lot sometimes, but you know, I never thought about it. But I definitely think of myself as a fighter for sure. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Maybe we can see you in Creed 2 or 3.
Absolutely. Anyway,
sure.
Definitely, man. But
how's it going for you right there at Garden City?
You know, it's going well. I mean, it definitely has taken me a little while to get acclimated to junior college life. It's a lot different, you know, living out here in Kansas and stuff. The weather's different, people different, everything, but, you know, I'm here for a reason, and just staying focused is my main goal.
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
I want to ask you, man, did you ever see yourself, was it a thought to ever, go JUCO, or did the whole option just kind of come real fast? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I mean, I'd had junior colleges reach out to me, going into fall camp and stuff, but I always just brushed them off, and I just told them to talk to my parents because I was just focused on trying to win the Memphis starting job, and so it was nothing I really ever thought of. I really didn't even know anything about JUCOs, or the only JUCO I really even knew about was like EMCC, or something like that, or from Independence from Last Chance U, but I didn't really know anything about JUCO. The whole thing really did happen very fast.
So, how important to you was winning the Memphis job? Because, you know, it's been a storyline in the media for a long time, all the way really up until the week of the game. How important was that to you, that job, and how much did you put into that? Was it?
I mean, it meant everything to me. It was what I had been working for ever since I got to campus when I was 17, and I mean, it was really heartbreaking for me, honestly, that it came down to what it did, the decision that I had to make. I mean, anybody who knows me or who was around me knows that I gave everything every single day that I was there. And, I definitely appreciated the opportunity, but I mean, it was definitely something that was very hard. It was a hard pill to swallow for sure.
Definitely. Let one of the guys, ask a question. Got, Evan here. Evan, go ahead and ask, David a question.
Yeah, Evan, welcome back.
Hey, David, appreciate you coming into the show, man. I'm just going to ask you, you're at Garden City now. Break down to us, what are your goals that you want to accomplish at Garden City? You're transferring from a Division I school, going JUCO. What are some of the goals that you are setting out for yourself to accomplish while you're there at Garden City this year?
First off, in JUCO, you gotta be a little bit selfish, so I'm definitely trying to get myself prepared for the next level as best as possible, and get recruited and that sort of thing, obviously. But very close second is I've got a bond with these guys out here. You know, it's a struggle for sure, and so we've gotten close pretty fast. And you know, we play the number 2 team in the country this weekend, and after that, our schedule is looking a lot less lighter, and we'll have a chance to play for a national championship. And so winning the national championship here and just proving myself as a winner, and just really expelling all the issues people might have about me is really just proving myself is my biggest goal here.
Definitely. And Justice, welcome back, man. What question do you have for David?
Well, David, also I wanted to thank you for joining us today. And can you take us back through the spring when you were at Memphis, and just talk a bit about the quarterback battle, and then just take us right up to, you know, when you found out the decision, and you know how that whole process worked, if you could.
Well, so in the spring, you know, it was me, my best friend Brady Davis, and then obviously Brady White transferred in, and, from the beginning we were all splitting reps and stuff like that. I had actually tore my meniscus in spring, and so it was a little bit harder for me to play at the level that I wanted to. So I don't feel like I had a great spring. I feel like I did all right for myself, but going out of spring, they said that they told me that it was an open competition and stuff, but that Brady White was ahead of me. So going into the summer, I was just worked it hard to get healthy. I didn't even work out with the team for the whole first half of the summer, just rehabbing my knee and stuff. And once I got that healthy, the second part of the summer, got back healthy, and they told me the biggest thing for me was just trying to get the little nuances of the offense down better. And so I spent a lot of time with Coach Dillingham, just learning that part of the game and stuff, especially while I was injured. And so coming into fall camp, I had and I felt like I knew the offense really well, and I felt like I was playing at a high level. There's some things that the coaching staff still wanted to see from me, still wanted to see me do better at, and same with Brady. But he just kept coming out on top in the coach's eyes, mostly in everything we did. And so once it came down to about time for the season and stuff, my family wanted to have a conversation with me about, where I felt I was and stuff. And so I went and I spoke with the coaches. Well, I spoke with Coach Dillingham, and he let me know that he felt like he had outplayed me to this point, but that Coach Norvell hadn't made a decision yet or anything like that, but that they would probably be leaning towards Brady. And so I talked to my family again and stuff, and obviously Coach Norvell would love to have had both of us there, but I didn't feel like they had any intention of playing me. And so with that knowledge, unfortunately, it would be the best for myself and my career to move on and try to find a new home where I could play at.
Yeah, definitely. And how important is, so I'm guessing with what you're saying, it's important to play, and that you didn't want to, cause I know you've been at Memphis already and you want to showcase your ability, I'd imagine, somewhere. And, is it your plan to get right back into Division I right now, or you just focus with what's going on at Garden City?
I'm gonna play this season at Garden City and graduate in December, and then I'm going to sign in December to another Division I and be there in January.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. If I, went somewhere to play and my intention was to play too, I guess I would want to, I may not be as good as you are right now. But
yeah.
But, anyway, hey, let me ask you this, David, did you play for a quarterback in high school as well?
Yes, sir. I've played quarterback my whole life.
Okay. All right. Good.
And matter of fact, describe the type of player you are, because I know you hear from other folks about what you are. But tell people what is David Moore as a quarterback? What do you bring to the table, and you feel like you could bring to any team you're on?
Well, firstly, I feel like I'm a pocket passer that's a capable runner as well. I feel like I can stretch the defense vertically, beat man coverage with my arm, and I can also be very accurate, intermediate, deep balls. And when plays break down, or if there's a designed quarterback run, then I can beat the defense with my legs as well. I like to compare myself. Obviously, I'm not on his level yet, but it's something that I'm striving to, and I would like to think of myself in his mold of Deshaun Watson, just in terms of how he's not, a Lamar Jackson. He's a passer first, but he's a creative football and big arm, accurate, and he's a winner as well. So those are all qualities that I would like to compare myself to.
Definitely. Evan, you got, another question you want to ask for David there?
Yeah, we will let the people know, by the way, I'm on the way here, who we're talking to, our special guest this morning. He is, quarterback now at Garden City Community College, formerly a Memphis Tiger, quarterback, recently, Mr. David Moore, and we're glad to have him on. Go ahead, Evan, with your question. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, David, I saw yesterday, you retweeted, one of the Twitter accounts for junior college sports, just brought you in saying that you were one of the up and coming quarterbacks in the junior college ranks, and I saw a couple of your teammates like the Blunty Coxey, retweet you and, pump you up and tell you, they're looking forward to seeing what you're going to do on the field. Kind of talk about the relationship you still have with the Memphis guys in the locker room, your former teammates, and did the relationship you have with those guys kind of make it hard for you to transfer?
I mean, you're going to get me emotional right now, honestly, but I mean, they're my best friends. I love them like my brothers. I could still call any of them right now. If I ever needed anything, if I was ever hurting or something, they would always be there for me. We have a very special bond, and they're, I love them and wish nothing but the best from them, and they want to see me be successful as well because, they understand the bond and they understand what type of player I am as well. And so they just, it's very special, and no matter where I go, the rest of my life, those guys, wherever they go, we're always going to be family without a doubt.
Definitely.
That was the hardest part of everything. When I had to tell those guys that I wasn't going to be there and the day I didn't show up to practice and stuff, and it was all extremely hard and it weighed on me a lot, and I didn't take this decision lightly at all. A lot of people say that I quit the team or I quit or something like that, but if you ask any of my teammates, none of them feel that way, and they understand what was going on and my situation, and I'm not too worried about what people think about me because they don't control anything in my life. But the hardest part was definitely leaving my brother, and I still think about them every day.
All right,
man. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, David, Moore, this is Bob. Hey, look, you named some things that you do well. You throw the football with accuracy. I can attest to that. You're able to throw well down the field. You can throw short passes and you can run the football as well. What made you decide, or did you ever decide this, that you could run the football as a quarterback, and what made you start this? Was it somebody big coming through the line one day and you just decided that, hey, man, if I don't have running ability, I better learn it now? What?
Yeah. Growing up, just playing different sports and stuff. I mean, I've been an athletic kid. I mean, when I was growing up, I was kind of, awkward, like gumpy a little bit. I was tall and skinny. I was real tall in middle school and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, and so like during those times is where I learned how to throw and throw the ball well, and because I really just, I wasn't really there athletically yet, and so then once I grew into my body and became athletic and started lifting and working out and, running and stuff, then, that's just something that just became a part of the game. It's not something that you really, think about too much or coach. It's just really like, you have that ability, so, I mean, if the pocket is breaking down or if it's a designed run, then you might as well use it.
So it's just something that, you just decided, it just came to you. Just, hey, this is what I do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It was just something that was just like, okay, I have this ability. I'm fast, and I might as well use it on the football field as well.
All right.
And David, man, I'm gonna get to Justice. I know he's got one more, but I want to ask you one thing that I noticed, is that the support, not just when you talked about, the camaraderie with the teammates in Memphis currently, but I noticed, the class of quarterbacks, it seemed like y'all stick together pretty well as well with, I remember when Brady, Davis was here, and Riley Ferguson. I see a lot of y'all, taking pictures together and things of that nature. I believe it's still on your Twitter as well. With those guys, yeah. You've showed your support for Brady Davis, who's another quarterback that transferred to another community college, and I believe had Player of the Week as well, where he's at. But talk about that relationship that built there.
Yeah, so basically Brady Davis is my best friend. Like, really, him and Sean Dykes are my best friends, like, in the whole world other than my little brother. Love that guy. When I came in, he took me under his wing, and me and Brady were more so of like friends, you know what I mean? Like, we hung out a lot and stuff, and Riley was always around us and stuff, but Riley was more of like a big brother, kind of like guiding us and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it really took, me and Brady backing him up last year, and, we learned a lot from him, and he's somebody that I can still rely on today to talk to. He's been through hard times as well. He went to JUCO too and made it out, and I still talk to Brady every day. I mean, yeah, those guys, to me, yeah, they're great people and extremely talented individuals in their own rights, and we all have a lot in common. And so, we're always going to stick together. I don't think that'll ever change.
And real quick, just want to let, well, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that David, you probably have to.
Well, I got one more question.
Yeah, before you leave, I have a comment. Let me say this, David, you're more, probably recognized and known and loved around here than you probably know. We have people on, Facebook. I want to ask some questions in and get it in to you. But do you know or have you known, or were you friends? Somebody's asking here, Timothy Taylor?
Yeah, who's a freshman running back.
Oh yeah, Tim Taylor, of course. Yeah, I love him. That's my little brother too. He has a bright future ahead of him, Earl and Patrick are there right now, but he's done a great job of being patient and working hard, and it's going to pay off for him. It's going to do dividends. He's going to be great for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The funny thing, you're already seeing flashes from him when he gets in. There's so many backs that they have. Yeah. When he gets in, you could definitely see the talent. I'm going to let Justice know you got a question there for him.
Well, David, I know we're getting down to the end here, but just talking to you, you're very articulate and seem to be the type of leader that other players will follow. What did you learn during your time at Memphis, both on and off the field, that you feel will help benefit you moving forward?
I think credit to Coach Norvell for this. I came in to college. I was pretty immature, not in terms of like making bad decisions, just like emotionally, I would let things bother me and I would get down or get upset and get angry and stuff. And I'm pretty, I got a pretty big personality. And so, it could rub people the wrong way if I was being immature. And so I just really learned you can't tell anybody anything until they see you work. So, just going forward into my new D1 next year, I'm gonna just go in. Obviously, I'm gonna be going in expecting to play, and so I'm just gonna go in with my head and show people how I work, and that's how you develop into a leadership role, and just being yourself and not trying to be somebody else or try to force the issue. Just letting the role come naturally, kind of just like what I did here at Garden City too.
All right. And, David Moore, he is a quarterback now at Garden City Community College and was formerly here in Memphis, the University of Memphis football quarterback. And David, man, it has been a pleasure, young man, to have you, an honor to have you on our show this morning. And we wish you the best in whatever endeavors you reaching out to do there and wherever you may go. And, we're going to follow you, and we would love and be honored to have you back on again.
Yes, sir. I'd love to be back on. I appreciate you guys and, wish you guys nothing but the best as well.
All right, David. Thanks for joining us. All right. And Josh, great conversation. And, we want to thank also, give these guys a last, moments here
to talk about
what they've heard. As a matter of fact, can we take a break here?
Yeah.
And then take a break and come back and then get our comments from Justice Bolden and Evan Devould on what they heard here and what they think about David Moore and his future, what they've heard. We're going to continue that conversation coming up, and then maybe I'm pretty sure they have some great comments, and you want to stick around and listen to what they have to say coming up after the break. It is now 14 minutes past the hour, 10 o'clock, a very pleasant good morning to you on a Tuesday morning. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh,
AM 730. All right, and welcome back to the show, Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
And it is 18 minutes past the hour, 10 o'clock. A very pleasant good morning to you on a Tuesday morning. And we welcome back to the show. Contributed to TalkBackLiveNetwork.org and, so many other things these guys do and can do. And, Justice Bolden, welcome back to the show, and also Evan Devould. Guys, respectfully, welcome back to the show.
Hey, glad to be back.
Yes, sir. So
was a great interview.
Definitely, man. Yeah, go ahead, Justice. What did you think about David, man?
Well, first off, I thought he was very articulate, and he really, he was just a good interview, and you could see where his teammates would like him just based on his personality. The fact that he talks about how he's still friends with a lot of the guys, and they'll continue to support each other. That's what teammates do, and going through battles. And to be honest, I think it's unfortunate that he had the injury in spring. And when you hear him talk about the fact that he essentially played with a torn meniscus during the spring, he really didn't have the chance to ever play healthy at the University of Memphis, if you really think about it, and get a real shot at the job. And so he was really coming up against the 8 ball because White had the advantage. But in terms of not only knowing Novell from Arizona State, but being healthy, I think was the biggest thing. So, but all in all, he was a great interview, and after listening to him, I'm going to say I think he did make the right decision for himself and for his career, based on the information he was provided. Essentially, he was provided that, hey, Brady's probably going to be the guy. And, for a kid who's already, been there since he was 17 years old, I can understand him wanting to go and play. So the fact that he's got some goals he's going to accomplish. He's going to be able to, graduate in December and then go to another Division I school in January. And ideally, and more than likely, it'll be a school that's going to play him. So I think he made the right decision in hindsight. I know I said earlier that, I think he should have stuck around, and the team probably could have used him, but after listening to David Moore, he stated his case articulately, and I think he made the right decision.
Very good point. Evan.
I wanted to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
Was I just hearing things? Did he say coming into spring camp he was already notified that David Moore was ahead of him, or did I catch that wrong?
Yeah, that Brady White was ahead of him, yeah.
I mean, Brady White was already ahead of him. So before the competition started, he was ahead of him.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that is what he said, yeah.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. But, I really, like Justice said, thought that he articulated himself, very well.
Evan, Evan, what are you trying? Are you trying to start something here? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, he said it. He kind of baffled me when he said it. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, okay.
So, all right.
That didn't catch my
No, that's okay, Evan. Go ahead.
It is what it is. We'll say that for another day. But I thought that he articulated himself very well. You can really tell how much he loves that program still. Mm-hmm. And when I believe it was Josh who asked how important it was for him to win that starting spot, he said, I've been preparing for it since I was 17. When you do something like that for that long, you just don't quit on it.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I took offense myself, being a former athlete who transferred and made certain decisions for himself. I kind of felt him in the shoes that he was in. He did not quit on his team. He gathered the information that he was given by the coaching staff. He sat down and made a advised decision with his family, and he made the decision that was best for him. As he stated, he felt like Mike Norvell was not going to use him, period. So we had an opportunity to play 2 quarterback situations, or he would have played in this game or that game, throw it out. It was not going to happen according to him. So I really think he's a solid young man, has his head on his shoulders straight. Like Justice said, he has opportunity to graduate in December. He will be on a Division I team next year. It was a really good get by you, Josh, man. Great interview. I really enjoyed talking to him, and we'll be following him from here on out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and indeed, Evan, and it's I think one of the things here too is that listening to him in the interview, you can see the professionalism and how much he felt and feels about playing football. It's not just a game he's playing. He's tied into this thing. You can sense the emotional and the emotions and the stuff that he talks about, the way he talks about the game, even when he's talking.
Yeah, and what's amazing about Memphis, and I noticed this with several teams, Memphis teams, right? College, pro, whatever it is. Whenever people that are not from Memphis, they come here, it's like once you're here and you play for a team here, you're a Memphian now. And I feel like David Moore is at that point now. Even though he wasn't a starter or anything, but being on that team last year, which was one of the most special circumstances in football, Memphis football history, to be around that and to be in the city and embrace just the way the city embraces you as a whole. I think it. Yeah. I think it captivated him just like a lot of other guys.
Right.
You see that with the Grizzlies. You see it with the past Tiger teams where people come from other cities. They come in. They're basically Memphians for life.
Very good point. And I tell you what, let's go to the phone line, and we have somebody standing by that
want to comment.
Who do we have?
Unforgivable.
Welcome to the show. Good morning on a Tuesday.
Hey, Bob and John.
Yes.
And your guests, man, y'all doing a great show, man. I really appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks,
I mean, it was great. And I had the opportunity to take the interview and listen to what the words you were saying. And what's that? Not Justice Bolden, but the other guest you got is who?
Evan.
Yeah, Evan. You're right, man. He said he was ahead of him. He didn't practice or nothing.
Yeah.
He was automatic ahead of him. And he stated the situation that he was hurt, but he got better half of the summer season and stuff. And now that was just kind of strange. It seemed like to me, he didn't want to step her in the toes. I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. But in this situation, he had the opportunity to be a trailblazer for any other future University of Memphis player to come next, if the situation happened to happen all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man.
But when you're in this thing, you have to kind of sort of like bite a few things down so people can't get it all mixed up and stuff. But I can respect him for that, and I can understand how he did the interview, because he was talking about he got players over there, who playing now.
Yeah.
And you got the university who trying to win games. So for him to come out in another way and tell the story, it might have a drastic effect on the team, because he loves his brothers over there. So I can understand that too, David. But it is what it is. But if it was me, I would step in and be the trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? If it was me.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens as the years pass on.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right, thank y'all for the great interview and the knowledge that you give to people out here that love sports.
Thank you, brother.
All right, thanks. Unforgivable. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the call. Guys, this is gonna have to rewind it up here. And last comments.
Yeah.
Let's start with Evan.
Great interview. Appreciate you guys having me on once again. I want to give a shout out to our hometown guy, Anthony Miller, caught his first NFL touchdown last night.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Anthony Miller, man.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Definitely doing the shoot dance and everything, shouting out Memphis all the way, man. And Justice, man, what say you?
Well, before I leave with this last quote, my ears are playing tricks on me because I thought David Moore said that Brady White transferred in while him and Brady Davis were there, and that after the spring he was told that Brady White was ahead of him. But now I got to go back and listen again because two people have said that he said the other thing. So, all in all, I like David Moore. I wish he was at Memphis. I wish he was getting reps. But he moved on, and I think he made the day. And I want to leave everyone with this quote: "The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory." So I think the victory will be sweet down the road.